So if you're trying to create a plumb line or a level line, you need more than 1 point. But what Bev is saying is also true. You can establish a level point at 1 point, and then you can take that and extend it out, like you said, on either side as far as you want to go.
Yeah. And so minimum, you need 2 points, let's just say, because you have to have whether it's physical or imaginary, a line.
Yeah, for a plumb line, you would need at least 2 points.
Would you? You'd just dangle it from 1 point, wouldn't you? And the line would establish the other point, wouldn't it? You just need to put the 1 point.
But that line is a whole bunch of points. So if you take away the line and just put a point at where the plumb bob is,
Yeah, the plumb is the direction that already gives you that line, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, that establishes your vertical, but you need at least 2 points to establish your horizontal on the plumb line.
Which is backing up exactly what the whole show was about, and Bev and everything. So what it was Jesse. Yeah, Jesse was saying was like, well, we can take 1 point and just raise it up after the fact that 2 points have already been established, right? That chord, well, that's how they built the bridge. Was just, Jesse wasn't there when they built the bridge, but he came in and surveyed it later and added that third point at 23.7 meters.
No. Jesse didn't add the point there. That point was already there on the level span of the bridge. What Jesse did was drew a picture and added a chord and then put an imaginary point that was 28 meters higher than the other two.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Added a third point.
He added it. I don't think he didn't add it, did he?
I mean, yeah. The CGI'd it somewhere.
He put a number in between it and added a chord with a distance in between. Point. I mean, how would you propose to measure that 28 meter hump of water?
Let's get away from the bridge, right? Because it is deceptive, and people.
It's not. That's the basis of one of Jesse's models that he's give us. That's the hump model.
When the other guy was talking, when you need 2 points to determine a level, right? Like I can set my theodolite up at 1 point. That's great. But I don't know what is level until I have a a guy out there.
You set your auto level up level.
I can, but not until I know. First of all, that my unit is perfectly level, horizontal, and everything's fine.
You'd have had it calibrated to do that.
Until I go out and set a hub, 300 foot away, then I know, right, that point is level with the point of my machine, right?
I don't think
you can call it the benchmark, right?
No, Aaron. Is that Aaron? Right? Is that your name, Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron.
Right, you don't need to establish a hub 300 feet away to make sure that your level is level.
How do you confirm it then?
It's a level. It's a tool. It gets calibrated.
Right. You don't need the hub to confirm that your auto level is level. You need the hub to confirm that the line you're making is.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Just that simple concept there, and no argument, Bev, at all. I'm not arguing. Simple concept of 2 points determine a straight line. That's all.
Yeah.
Both you guys are right. I think y'all were just talking about two different things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't definitely agree that you need 2 points to establish a line, straight line. Straight line is the shortest path between those 2 points.
Yep. And the folks that built that bridge established 2 points in the straight line. That's what they did, right? They didn't use GPS to be like, oh, well, the water's raising, No.
Yeah. And science as well would say that the water cannot hump up in the middle, wouldn't it? It can't be a curvature to
Can't
the
support
water
itself.
level.
That's right. Can't support itself. Especially in a container, right? Called a lake.
The edges of the lake would be the container, the shore.
I might give them an ocean just to make them giggle, but not on a
The
20
shore
mile
of
lake.
the ocean would still be the container, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they're all connected and all the fucking whatever excuse they can come up with, right?
But yeah, but the elevation that it is above the water level, it ends up being the container for the water, doesn't it? Because the water stays level.
Yeah, as far as everything we know, it does, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. So if water doesn't hump
without any
and
other
then the
outside
shoreline
forces,
becomes a container, there's only one logical conclusion from that.
kind of brought up a point or a bubble in my mind here. I think it was clear that it said water can't support itself. That's a great point. So when they're talking about the hump and gravity's pulling everything down, why would you ever have a hump? Ever, right?
It acts perpendicularly, even what they call gravity acts perpendicularly on the surface, doesn't it? So if that so-called gravity is acting like a plumb bob and it's acting perpendicularly against the surface, then that surface perpendicular to a plumb bob, vertical, must be horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
So the water surface is horizontal.
That's a given.
Yeah.
And is it Rodney? Rodney?
Yeah.
Do you ever in your training and before you were out in the field or whatever, did you ever learn about water is how we judge horizontal, or did you just learn about sight and straight lines, points, and distance? Like, did you ever have to learn that water might be curved, so you have to adjust for that or whatever?
No, not at all. I mean, just for full disclosure, I mean, all of everything I know I learned in the field. I didn't go to school to be a surveyor. I actually didn't become a surveyor until after I became a flat earther. So, it's the first time I brought up water level being horizontal to a surveyor, and the guy who was training me and explained the logic behind it. He was just like, "No, that's not something that we ever considered."
Yeah. The best folks out in the field are the ones that were taught from the feet up. You get in there on the ground, right, and just learn from the best of the best of whatever you're given, right, and there is no schooling. You don't need it. You just learn from the guys that you work with, and when I say no schooling, I mean there's a ton of education going on, right? Where you're learning that. But you don't need to sit in a classroom to learn what these guys can teach you when you're out in the field. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, hands-on is the best way to learn. It's, the guy who
Practical
taught me
experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the guy who taught me is a good friend, personal friend. He's been a surveyor his whole life, and gave me the opportunity to learn it, and it's taught me everything he knows. And it's, I didn't have I think I'm at an advantage because I didn't have the classroom training, so it's not drilled into my head of what the textbooks say that has to be done. I just know what actually has to be done in reality, not what they say has to be done. And what they say that surveyors do is not actually what we do. Like earlier when he said we take the coordinates and then we convert them. No, we just don't. There's no need to convert them.
What is the purpose, Rodney, that you know of for a geodesic or geodetic surveyor? Like, what is the purpose? Just to reconfirm certain points or something? And sorry,
it's really just an arbitrary distinction. I mean, the only real difference between what they would call a planar surveyor and a geodetic surveyor is just a mileage point. I think it's like, don't quote me on this, but I want to say anything over 7 miles is considered a geodetic survey, and anything under is considered a planar. But it's using the same equipment and the same process, once you cross that arbitrary boundary line. So there's no difference in the techniques or what's done.
Exactly.
Still working off the same state plane coordinate system or whatever as well, are you?
Yeah, it's all still working off the state plane.
Yeah.
In which I think that's why they try to use the term localized to make it seem like it's a small area, but the zones on the state plane coordinate system are pretty large. Like
100 miles squared, right? 10 by 10, maybe.
Well, like I know the state I live in Alabama, and we only have 2 zones, east and west, and so the state is pretty much just split down the middle, and each side is a zone. So you're looking at well over 100 miles wide by close to 300 miles long for each zone.
Yeah. So when you just said then 100 miles square, why would you assume that's 10 by 10? I mean, like, surely
it's 10 miles by 10 miles.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do a project like that. Like
no.
100 miles square could be 100 miles by 1 mile.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be squared, but yeah. But I get
our zone's not square; it's rectangular shaped.
Yeah. I say, like, he just said 100 miles squared. He's a 10 by 10 square, but
yeah, I get you, Bev. Let's go a little bit further here. So, how come Soundly's picture was posted in newspapers? It was actually almost national news, right? Like, here's the curvature, right? And a lot of people saw that. It was promoted, right? And how come the only people to come even try to confirm it or deny it or whatever, or at least confirm it because everybody's a Glober, right? What was Jesse? Like, why is that the only dude that came and was like, yep, I'm going to confirm it? When you have all these folks out there that are students of the geodetic, classrooms, just, did they just immediately when they saw the photo be like, yep, that's what we assume. So I don't even have to go to Lake Pontchartrain to catch this great Earth curvature. Right?
No, because anyone looking at that with any ounce of sense would say, yeah, that water doesn't hump up 28 meters.
Exactly. That's why nobody else has done it. It's one photo.
Yeah,
one geodetic surveyor.
You're asking. You should be asking, why did Jesse do it for him? That's what you should be asking.
Exactly.
In my opinion, and this is just my opinion based on the videos I've seen on Jesse's channel that he's posted, that looks like he's on a job site, like actually working. I personally don't think he's a geodetic surveyor. I think he just does construction stakeout surveying.
Exactly.
Very, very small scale.
Well, I don't think what they've done is they've played a little word
that
game
is
with
the only surveying, just so you know, right?
Yeah, geodesic surveying now is the only type of
surveying.
No. But they've changed the name. They've changed the name. Surveying now is just that. It's the same thing. There's no different in any surveying.
He admitted it was his hobby.
Ooh. Yeah, all I meant.
And the other guy said it was his hobby.
He's not surveying large tracts of land. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be classified as a geodetic surveyor. He's just doing local, like small construction projects. From what I've seen on his videos.
Did you watch the video where he moved his sundial?
No.
Oh, you'd be impressed with that in his garden.
Sites that I've watched on his channel.
Paige, you're rough. Your mic is rough. Paige.
Yeah, that's really tinny.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Try unplug.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, Jesse's done a video. I don't know if it's still up there where he moved his sundial.
Rodney, even over a flat plane, you can only survey so far due to optics and conditions and terrain. Right? It's not like you can
use
go,
differential leveling forever.
And these geodetic surveyors think they can be like, well, I have my guy over there 300 miles away sending up a signal back down to me, and I'm showing, a differential of curvature. No, dude. You gotta be kidding me.
No, they don't do that at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, 300 miles is ridiculous. So
Whatever.
Don't even imagine that.
Even 10 miles.
They're not doing.
Even 10 miles.
Yeah, even 10 miles. Ridiculous. They're not doing that.
No. All the, let's say, bronze data points or whatever you call them. What do you call those cast things in stone? Rodney,
benchmarks.
Yeah, benchmarks, points.
Benchmarks or monuments, yeah.
We're set there with in close proximity, meaning 300 yards minimum with chains, right? And folks walking through the woods, cutting down trees to get straight lines.
300 yards minimum. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
What I mean is like how far could the guys see when you triangulate France? Right?
They don't.
He's just talking about the old school methods of the transits and levels and pulling chains.
Yeah.
Which is how all that stuff was done. Earlier when I mentioned that a lot of times my control points are way out in the middle of nowhere, that's the reason why. Because of the methods they had to use.
Yeah, the benchmarks will all be set and they'll be exact. Like they will be set. That's why they're set as benchmarks, so people can use them from another point to set off.
But they're mostly set at a distance from the benchmark. You send your buddy out with the chain. It'd be like, yep, we're 300 links or whatever, 300 feet, and boom, you set a benchmark. Doesn't matter the elevation yet. It does not quite matter because you're still doing triangles.
You do it. What you're doing there is two different types of techniques, right? The elevation is established by differential leveling, and triangulation is the points. That is done by triangulation, right? They're two different techniques. One of them will establish the point that you're at on the horizontal plane, and the other one will give you an elevation mark for that point. The two completely different types of techniques of surveying. One of them, the elevation one, the differential leveling, doesn't really bother about distances. You've just got to get an elevation mark from one point to another. The distances you move in between don't really matter. The only thing that matters is the vertical distance from the horizontal set at each transition.
Yeah, I was just speaking about the monuments that have been placed, over most of the Western world. They are within a close range, and I'm not sure. Maybe Rodney or you, Bev, can tell me if they're 300 feet or 600 feet, whatever. But they're not that far apart.
They are. They're wherever they need to be for them to establish whatever type of thing they ever need to do. They're usually at the top of mountains, so they could be miles away if that's what they want to do for triangulation purposes. But there will normally be a benchmark somewhere around every building site, and thus every church, every building site, everywhere. They'll be all over the place.
Of course.
Yeah, he's just saying the benchmarks, and he's right, they are just, pretty close proximity because of the limitations of the equipment they used. Pulling chains, you can only have a chain that's so far, So your next point is going to be however long your chain is, to say 300 feet from your previous point. And that's not that's not differential leveling like Bev was talking about. But yeah, you're right. That's how they did it in the old school. That's how all the original points were made, and then all those points have just been collected and put into a big database now to be converted over to latitude and longitude as needed.
Yep. Yeah. With the R value added.
Yeah.
To get the elevation from center. Right?
No.
Genius.
No, you don't get an elevation from ever.
No, I get you. I'm talking about the new school surveyors, programmers, data mine, whatever you get called these guys, right? If you want to create a globe, you can do it off of a plane. You can just bend both sides of the square down a little bit. Just bend
No,
them
you
down,
can't. It's a non-developable surface.
In data, you can. Fuck yeah! On a computer, you can. You can just bend them down.
No, you still can't. It's a non-developable surface.
Paige,
aren't you listening?
Listen, I'm not sticking up for
Patient, because you can't go around
geodetics.
saying that because it's not true.
That's what they do.
No, they don't.
What do they do?
Didn't you see him putting it on a cylinder or a cone?
And they put it on the flattened reference ellipsoid. They don't put it on the globe.
So it never goes onto a sphere. Like, that's not what happens.
The calculations
that's why the globe's
bend those points down, is what I'm saying. Because
but not around not onto a circle.
Have to reach a middle somewhere called a center. That's what they call the radius, and that's what they tell us. I'm not saying it's true, Paige, but that's kind of what they do.
Yeah, that's what they tell us.
Yeah.
But they're kind of double speaking there too, because they're implying that it's the center of the globe when in fact it's the center of their ellipsoid.
Exactly. Pear-shaped.
Yeah, so there's some dishonesty there, just like how they switch between measured and calculated and pretend they mean the same thing. They switch between models and pretend they mean the same thing.
Yeah, it's the swapping between measurement and calculation that I think a lot of people get stuck on. They hear, we calculated the radius, and they just think that means somebody has actually physically measured it. Or you'll have dickheads like Stanley saying, this guy directly measured it, when he's just explained how he hasn't actually directly measured it.
Yeah, these
Jesse ballers don't bother actually thinking.
Yeah, if you watch most of Jesse's videos, he never actually says anything. He's very clever.
I've noticed that.
There for you, it sort of implies it, so you make your own mind up. He gives you that option for you to make your mind up. So he
that's
never
the whole
really
trick.
tells. Yeah.
They don't get any of the karma, the natural throwback from deceiving somebody outright because you've deceived yourself.
Well, he let Soundly do the deception for him in that case because
Or
he
they push it onto somebody
yeah,
else.
he could have
So they
corrected
cop
Soundly
it.
and be like, "No, I didn't directly measure it. I just calculated it after the fact." But he didn't do that because
Yep.
he knew what Soundly was doing.
It really
Yeah.
does make me feel bad for these people who just believe what these guys say. You know, watch this video, and because Soundly is sounding so confident, you know, they just, oh, okay, he must be right. You know, I'm not as clever as they are, so, you know, they must be right.
I'm going to get off. Good night.
Yeah, I've got to go too, guys. I've got to get to.
Good night, Bev.
Got a lot of cooking to do before tomorrow.
All right, fellas.
Good night.
All right, good night, all.
Great having you on, by the way. Great having you on, both of y'all.
Oh, thank you. Y'all have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
You betcha. You too. So I think everything Bev has done and the whole level crew, instead of watching Jesse measure a photo, right, we should just measure Soundly's lens, right, and just see what is like, because it's just a photo. He's trying to measure, right, and of course, with models and numbers, we can make up the exact same thing that you see through a fucking lens, right, from Soundly. So I think is that Soundly production there that he did with Jesse was just a waste of time, in my point of view, because if you think about it, it's just a photo. Okay? Go out the next day, Jesse, and then take all the measurements again, right? Soundly take the photo the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and see if all your fucking points match up, Jesse, right?
You know what's funny? I didn't get kicked, and no one else got kicked after I demodded WS. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And somebody told me, which was a good point, that he looked like he was offline, but Discord allows you to go in incognito mode, invisible mode, where you look like you're offline, but you still have access to everything.
Wow.
Sounds like
That's
something
sniping.
a sneaky little guy would do, doesn't it?
Sniper.
I don't know who else it could have been, since we only have 2 mods.
It wasn't me. I'm not kicking nobody.
Weird stuff.
Surprised that WS was a mod in the first place.
Yeah, I'm
Say
not
again,
sure what's
Benzo?
up with that.
What'd you say, Benzo?
So I'm surprised WS was a mod in the first place.
Ranty's choice, right? Giving equal opportunity to.
Here we go.
No such thing as equal opportunity. It's a fucking illusion.
No, it wasn't WS. Who is Captain Bullshit? Anybody know who Captain Bullshit is?
Yeah, he's a fellow over on Gem's server. He's on Gem's server, B.
Seen that. I've seen that troll.
How is it that Captain Bullshit is able to disconnect people from our voice chat?
Well, he must have some sort of mod powers.
Let me see. Maybe the default allows you to kick people.
Hold on. All right.
Continue.
Hold on.
What do you do? Just kick Aaron?
I was just able to kick Aaron.
You were able to kick Aaron.
Oh yeah, I just tested it, mate. Yeah. Sorry.
Fuck off, bandsaw. Fuck you.
Aaron's ground 0 with my testing side.
Yeah, it's
That
not
was
hard
bizarre. I
to.
didn't know.
Not hard to
I
mute.
didn't know I had that power. You can actually do it to everyone. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can do it to. It'd be interesting if I can do it to you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Let's just see.
Hey, what the fuck, man?
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon. Everybody, it's defaulted right now. I don't even have a role, but I could kick and deafen.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
We've just tested it.
It's
Yeah, you just
server
default
mute,
it.
right? Yeah, server mute.
Well, I will have to fix that.
You have to fix your roles. Yeah.
Looks like everybody's got mod powers.
Yeah, I'd help you, but I'm not a mod. Actually, I guess I kind of am right now. I'm sure that'll change.
I still want to know who did it, though.
Well, it should be in the mod. There should be a log. Brandon. Well, actually, let me see if I can see it right now before he makes changes.
Okay, roles. What roles do you guys have?
I don't think
I don't know, but I noticed I could server mute people, but I haven't used it. But I noticed it was there earlier.
Yeah.
You can mute people. You can disconnect them. You can move them.
Oh, I don't have
Nickname them.
access
You
to
can
the
give
log.
nicknames to them.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking the full feast here, right?
Well, I see everyone kick members and ban members is off.
Kick them and ban them is off, but disconnecting.
Yeah, right now it's deafen and mute and disconnect.
And deafen, mute, and disconnect.
Yeah, that's different
and
than
moving.
ban. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just means if you just get disconnected, you can come right back.
Yeah.
If you get banned, then you can't, even with a new invite, you can't come back. If you get kicked with a new invite, you can come back, but you need new invite. Whereas if you just get disconnected, you just need to rejoin.
I'm not seeing where this is turned on as.
Man,
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
You catch all that stuff in the chat earlier? Saying my wife's name and all that? Crazy, man. These people are going nuts.
Yeah, that's
People
ridiculous.
doxing.
That's why I timed
Sorry,
that one guy
what?
out. I should have just kicked him, but
They're all from gyms, right? They're saying my name every day, trying to get me doxxed, where everybody doxed me. And then now they're saying my wife's name.
Fucking lowlifes.
Nah, it's okay, Rocky. We're coming with guns, and we'll stand because now we know, kind of the location you're at, and if they want to come after you, fuck them. Right.
They better hope I don't find out who they are talking about my phone like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. A line you never cross.
I'm only about 2.5 hours from you, Rocky, so I'll be there. Not that you need me or anything, but just for first line of defense. I'm like, fucking pew pew, get him out of here.
You can be Rakia's meat shield.
That's right, and I would do that. I would do that. How can I do that?
We'll put Aaron on the front lines.
With a butter knife.
I'm gonna bring my mini machine though, and just dig a moat. I'm gonna dig a moat all around your fucking property, so So they have to. If they're coming in, they're gonna have to swim. You know.
I didn't even see Captain Bullshit as a part of this server. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
You just need to change the roles to the powers at the end of the day.
Well, I wanted to find him so I could fucking ban his ass, but I guess he already banned himself.
Ban his ass.
Not really good old days. So you just draw and quarter people.
Oh, okay. Core Blimey. Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Not to me, but it sounds shady.
And you're gone.
Isn't a blimey an Irish folk or something? Like they call them, or is it limey? Blimey or limey? They call them. When you hear Dell talking, you know his accent, you're like, "Oh, blimey, blimey, blimey." So, maybe it was a good guy, Brandon. He just deleted the good guy. Who knows?
You think he accidentally kicked the host and the guy who was presenting of the show
I don't know.
out of the kindness of his heart?
His
Or what?
thumb slipped. His thumb just slipped.
Irish like to kick people. I don't know.
Well, it's one thing if we're just fucking around in here, but
I'm fucking
Wish
around.
I could
You,
kick
yeah,
bloody
yeah.
Aaron
You,
for
you.
today or bloody mute him. That would have been a handy little piece of knowledge.
I'm fucking around, Brandon. You need to fucking control your channel. That's what you need to do. Just so you know.
I wish I would have known I had these powers the other night. I might have used them. Everybody on here was drunk and trolling each other.
Why is everybody so mad at me?
that's like a nightly occurrence, dude. That was funny. I listened to that in the background.
Oh, did you? When I started trolling them back and shit?
Yes, that was very fucking funny. And what's his name kept saying kitty kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, kitty.
And
Gadget.
That was fucking awesome. And talking about the weight had to be in kilos. What were we discussing the weight of? The weight of something, but it had to be in kilos, otherwise it wasn't right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, where the hell's Gadget been? I haven't seen him around in a couple days.
In lockdown at the moment over there.
Yeah, it's in lockdown.
He's actually bought a new business or something, so he's renovating and decorating too.
Yeah, he owned a pub, right? Or something, or ran a pub, or whatever.
Actually, I don't know if you own the pub. to be honest with you. But he bought a business next door to the pub.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he owned the pub that he actually works in.
So he's in full lockdown. He's putting up plywood, setting screws right now. Just,
Yeah, well, it's over in France, man. Bunch of frogs, man. They go crazy.
Oh, that's right. He's in France.
Yeah.
There's a huge bunch of protests going on in France, as far as I see on the fake media, right?
I mean, there's been the yellow vest protests every weekend for the last year and a half or something. Protests in France are nothing unusual.
Yeah, nothing happens ever,
Uh-uh.
No change, no freedom, no worldwide, freedom, nothing. Not even local.
Well, officially, we have here in Victoria, Melbourne, we have gone 28 days without the COVIDs. We have destroyed it, apparently.
No, how many cases have you had?
None, zero.
Not deaths, cases.
Did you not listen to me? I said zero.
Well, I don't believe you. You're a liar.
Of
Put
course
your mask
you would.
on.
100% I'm a liar. I don't back down from that. Of course I'm a liar.
Well, here in the U.S., we've had 2,000 cases a day. Cases, meaning just positive tests, right? 2,000 a day. Yeah. But no new deaths, right?
And you get more drink driving charges a day than bloody COVID cases.
No new deaths, just positive cases. Surge, right? Surge of coronavirus is the positive test. Here we go.
Get
No
ready.
deaths, to speak of.
You're
Maybe one or
about
two.
to hand over all your guns. Trump has bent the knee. He's bent the knee. He said, Biden, I hand over the power to you. You can have it.
Biden did say, because he's been locked in now, right, as the incumbent. So there is going to be a great change in the the coronavirus schedule. How they take care of it, right? You remember Trump was
Heavy.
So the insurance is 3% of the value of your goods if they pack it, right? Or 5% of the goods if you pack it, right? Fine, no dramas. Now, just on, and I underestimated, right? I underestimated, like I said, 100 grand's worth of stuff going from point A to point B, right? Because I know if the train derails and falls into the ocean type of thing, and I lose everything or replace everything. 100 grand probably won't get me half the amount of stuff that I've got to replace. Okay. So at 5% of 100 grand, there's 5 grand. So it costs as much in insurance for 7 days to get it from point A to point B as it does the bloody moving itself. It's just, oh my
Exactly.
goodness gracious.
Dude, you
$5,000, Aaron, $5,000 to fucking move it from point A to point B
dude,
of insurance.
you could
That's
buy a 40-foot container. You know, all them Chinese containers
Yeah.
that keep giving you guys
Yeah.
knickknacks, all that shit. You can buy one of those
Yeah.
for about $1,500, load it up, and have a trucker, right? Fucking truck, an honest guy, an actual trucker. You know, he's not gonna fall in the
Yeah.
ocean, I believe, right?
Okay.
For way cheaper.
Where's Howard when I want him?
Exactly. Where's Howard? Thinking about that.
Man, I'd employ Howard in a heartbeat.
Fucking A. Pay him
Oh.
good, and he'll make sure you're good.
As long as he
You know what I
takes
mean?
the shortest distance on a flat plane and he doesn't take that bloody globe earth route, all
Well,
good.
his truck is old. That's what's cool. So he doesn't have GPS. He doesn't have all that.
Yeah,
All he does is take.
Damn, man, we can go through all the checkpoints undetected.
God damn.
Oh, that's the way to go.
That's right. He takes the shortest route. Absolutely. Which is a straight line. I hate moving, dude. Fuck.
Oh man.
I'm actually moving in to my place, right? And I keep adding shit, right? So I'm actually trying to build a house, right? So I built a little shop, little shed, and then a bigger shop and all that shit, right? And I keep adding shit, and the walls are filled now, and I keep adding shit in here. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to move all this shit. Fuck off, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Been here for 20 years. The amount of fucking shit that I have collected, because there's always a purpose for it. I could use that one day. The amount of fucking shit. And it's just like, oh my God, right? What do I do with it? What the fuck do I do?
But you can't get rid
I've got
of
to
it.
hire one of those. Well, I can. All the steel, I'm just going to get one of those removalists. They come along and pick up steel and all that sort of stuff. Some of them will give you some money for it and whatnot. So I'll just get a skip and put all that sort of crap in a
When you
skip.
say
And
skip, you mean like a roll-up dumpster where you just pile a bunch of shit in
Yes,
there?
yeah. And the rest of the stuff, I'll just have a goddamn huge bonfire.
Mm-hmm. Those you guys don't have Mexicans down there, do you? Yeah. Around here, I mean, the Mexicans run around with their dump trailers, right? Tow behind a Chevy truck or whatever, right? And they'll take a full load, for $75. So they'll pull up to your house. You can load whatever the fuck you want in there, right? And they'll take it to the dump for $75. See, that's not bad, right? Just to get rid of all.
That's cheap as chips.
Fucking A, it's cheap as shit. Right?
We have Mexicans here.
They might take it to their house because one man's trash and another man's trash. They might sift through it first.
Exactly.
And
you know how
not
much
saying they're poor,
other men's trash I've got on my property, man? All those hard rubbish collections with. So you know how much other man's trash I have collected? You know, the hard rubbish where they leave it out front of their house. It's just like you drive past. It's just like, fuck, I'm going back with my trailer to get that. Boom, I go get it. I go, there's a use for that one day. There's a use. So I'll put it in that useful pile. Man, that useful pile is as big as my house.
Like some old computer chair, with the handles.
Exactly.
But one handle's broken, but it's got all four wheels. So you take the wheels.
That's right.
Take the
and
wheels
the casters, like they're handy to put under put under trolleys and stuff for your tools and things like that. Oh, they're damn handy, right? But you
Exactly.
know, all my tools, like they've all got a spot because the actual shed that I've got here on the property is twice as big as the house. It's a big machinery
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
So all my tools have a permanent home sort of thing, so they never needed wheels in the first place. Right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, no, I'll grab that old chair. I'll grab that old chair.
Fucking A. Me too. Yeah. I'll take the wheels off of it, the bearings, maybe even the bearings. I might need those.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
scrap the plastic, just throw that out.
Oh, man.
It's fine. No big deal.
I must say, it is doing my head in packing all this stuff, but yeah, it's got to be done. And I'm looking forward to downsizing, actually.
You know what's funny, Bansal? You just shocked my memory again, or my mind. I'm thinking about this, because China is shutting down. So maybe there will be no more black, office chairs, laying on the side of the road, right? After China shuts down. So that's why we should pick them all up, right?
And
And keep the
don't
wheels.
plant
And
a
keep all the
seed where I
fucking
should be
bearings.
taking 62 fucking old office chairs to the next property. You fucking rat. I can't believe you're doing that. I see what you're doing, Aaron. I see what you're doing. You're trying to fuck with my mind here.
I'm just saying, you know what? Like hoarders like
I'm just
you and
saying.
hoarders like
It's a
me,
victimless
maybe
crime,
it's not a
officer.
bad
I'm just
idea.
saying.
You would be your own personal China back in in the
Oh.
future, when the economy goes south and everybody's locked down and nobody has nothing, but you're self-producing, you're self-governing, you have all your food, everything you want, your family's fine, right? Somebody's gonna come up to you and be like, I need that wheel.
Exactly.
I need a wheel. It was like a wheel. My chair. And you'd be like, I got it. No problem, right? I'm just adding boxes.
I've even collected like old A-frames, right? Not for the A-frame signs, right? Not for the sign, obviously, but for the steel, like the RHS, right?
Oh
So,
yeah,
gee, there's
I
a
am.
steel there. You cut that up if I need to make a little knick-knack of some sort. There's a steel, bang, bang, bang. I've got about 13
So you
goddamn
have
old
piles of angle iron and square tube and everything.
Exactly. Exactly. I've always got a pile where I can go to. It's just like, yep, bang, there's a bit of steel there. I know I can just get there with the grinder, cut it up, happy
And
days. Boom,
somewhere in
problem
that pile is a piece of aluminum. Let's say one
solved.
flat bar, aluminum
Oh,
flat bar you put in there, but you just can't find it.
bloody hell.
You have to move the whole fucking pile just to find
Yeah.
an aluminum
And this is what
flat
happened.
bar.
This is what happened last summer. This is what happened last summer, Aaron. I was looking for a piece of slotted Aggie pipe, right?
Yeah.
Last summer, right? I was building a bit of a retaining wall here. I thought, fuck yeah, I know where that bit of. It was just like a short length. I didn't want to cut a full length because I knew I had this short bit lying around somewhere. And it was kind of like up against a shed, but there's a heap of other crap on top of it, as there always is. And I just, fucking ripping this out, ripping that, and the next thing, I shit you not, like 2 feet from my nose, like a brown snake. It's just like, and just fucking staring me, and I fucking jumped back, and I thought, you little mongrel. All right, off I went and grabbed the fucking shovel. All right, to
You're
come back
afraid
and
of
bloody well
snakes?
chop its head off. No,
Are
I'm not
you
afraid of it, man. But no, I'm not afraid of them. But when you initially see them, you don't expect to see them, so you sort of
Jump
like,
back.
oh fuck,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a natural reaction. I'm not scared of them. All right, so I went and grabbed the shovel, come back to the pile. Reckon I could find this fucker? All right. Fucking like an hour I searched for this fucker, right? So I got goddamn welding gloves on because I'm just ripping everything off because I just get in there
And
and
the
rip shit
helmet.
apart.
Yeah.
No, not the helmet, man, just the welding gloves. Pulling all this fucking shit apart and whatnot. And what I mean, my son actually got bitten by a baby brown about 3
So you're
weeks
digging
ago.
through the pile, right? This is the point, right? You're digging through the
Oh,
pile, yeah.
yeah, fucking digging
What'd you
through
find?
it.
What'd you find?
Oh no, I got me a piece of Aggie and all that sort of stuff. I'm looking for this bloody brown snake. Couldn't find it. Right, so it's like, okay, then fine. Coffee time. When you got a coffee, fuck it, it's gone. But I scared the shit out of it. Right, I can't be bothered moving all the other cracks to find this bloody little snake. Right, so I word everyone up and say, look, just be careful. There's a fucking brownie over there, so just be careful where you walk it, sort of thing, and whatnot. Well, sure enough, about I don't know, it was about 2 or 3 days after that. I'm walking to the garage, jumping in the car. And I see this bloody brown snake just squirt across the driveway there. Well, you little fucker, right? We've got the shovel
same
there,
one.
right?
The
And I knew where the shovel was. I knew exactly where the shovel was.
Yeah.
So I'm walking to the shovel, right? But I'm not taking my eyes off the snake, right? So, and then I've got my hand out, kind of reaching for the shovel. Like, yeah, there's a shovel. Fucking go up there. Great white hunter. Fucking hunting this thing down. Fucking, right?
Steve
Fucking
Irwin.
stops
Here
and
we
kind
go.
of turns it. Yeah, fucking looks at me. Okay, yeah, come on, give us your best shot. Come on. He just fucking looks at me, and then all of a sudden, just whack, cut its head straight off. The whole thing's just wiggling, waggling for goddamn 5 minutes with his head chopped off.
Clean cut. Clean
Then I
cut.
went and did the right. Oh yeah. Went and did the right thing. I went and hung it over the fence as a warning to all other snakes. This is what happens.
His head was still chasing you a little bit, right?
Well, they kind of just moved with that, whatever you call it.
He just opened his mouth and died right there.
Oh man,
Out.
yeah. I said, my son actually got bitten by one.
So this is the battle that the battle the bandsaw has to deal with, folks. Anybody listening, on his property. When you're trying to get
this is just on my property.
Get through metal,
I'm in the middle of the bush. Yeah, this is just on my property.
You're trying to find a piece of angle iron, you got to deal with brown snakes.
Man, you should see how many redbacks I've got in the garage. It's insane.
Spiders?
Yeah, redback spider. I've been bitten probably 3 times by a redback.
I hate spiders, dude. I'm a freak of spiders.
They like fire. When they bite you, it's like fire. Fuck, man.
I just don't like the idea. I don't even like the idea of a spider. Who has 8 legs and 8 eyes? Who does that? It's not cool.
Spiders.
Yeah. I just don't like it. I don't care how big or small they are. I just don't like. Even the smallest one will freak me the fuck out.
Isn't it the funniest thing? Like, the smallest things are the deadliest. They're the deadliest, the smallest things.
Yeah. Scorpions.
Like this fucking little thing that's a goddamn invisible virus, man. That'll fucking get up your
mosquitoes.
Take
mosquitoes.
Huh? Oh, a little virus, man. You can't even see those fuckers. Man, they get up your nose. They'll take you down. That's insane.
That's the story, right?
How can a little bloody something you can't even see take down a fully grown man?
Here's
insane.
Okay, Banzo, you just shocked my mind again. I'm thinking about Australian people, right, who live in the most deadly environment nature-wise, right? Nature-wise, you live in the most deadly environment, right? With critters and snakes and crocodiles, and go to the ocean. Okay, there you go, you're dead, right? Just every little fucking crawly thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the virus locks you down.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But this imaginary virus locks you down, even though you live next door and within the most deadly place in the world with all the critty crawlers nature, right?
Oh, man. We've got birds here, Aaron. Our birds here will peck your eyes out. The magpies, they deliberately try and peck your eyes out.
Come down. What do you call that?
They do.
Kamikaze.
You do.
Right? Kamikaze.
They do, man. They try and peck your eyes out. So you see all the kids when they're riding to school with their helmets on, right? And they have like all these big zip ties. Or even some people, those plastic googly eyes that you put on puppets and stuff? They'll stick them on the backs of the helmets to try and trick the birds. So What the? But these little fuckers, man, they'll come there and kamikaze fucking straight for the eyeball, and they'll rip your eye out quicker than no tomorrow. These,
Dead
it's a little
serious. Dead
bird.
serious.
And that is serious, man. There's no fucking around. They're crazy. The worst thing is they're protected. They're like vermin, man. They're everywhere and they're protected. What the fuck? What do they need protecting? They protect themselves. They don't rip your eyeballs out. What are you going to protect them from? Oh,
That's funny as shit.
that's crazy. That is crazy. Kamikaze magpies with their Japanese bandana wrapped around their skull, coming in.
Coming in hot, just banging in the back of your kid's head, right? Yeah. So before you send your kid out to school, right? You put the helmet on with the googly eyes.
The helmet on, the whatnot.
Just even one, right? You don't even need two, just one, like right on the back, just a big one.
Man.
And that's how Australians send their kids to school.
Exactly. Like they're gonna get killed on the way to school by fucking magpies lying on the sidewalk,
just to make sure they
from their eyeballs.
Just to make sure that your kid can get to the government school. Yeah.
That's right. Like, we don't have to worry about metal detectors and guns in this bloody country, man. At school. You got to put googly eyes on the back of your head. This is a bird.
That's funny.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, man. So what did we learn today? Did we learn anything exciting? Apart from kamikaze magpies?
I think what we're talking about is the most exciting. It is the most exciting because I was just gonna say but now your kids can't leave your front door. Governor's orders, right? Can't leave your front door because there's a virus just outside it. Just outside that door.
Exactly.
Even though you got your kids suited up to go to school,
suited up, ready for fucking battle,
on,
ready to go
to their public school, right?
You got fucking.
But now they're saying
armor plates fucking all over their goddamn bodies, right? Kevlar pants,
just to get to school.
Just to get to school, man.
Yeah, bug spray all over you. You cover them in bug spray and all this shit.
I know. Guy, the mosquitoes here will pick you up and carry you away. They're in another country. They're huge.
Maybe that's what's happening. That's another story. That's a paid story about kidnapping and shit. But yeah, dude. I mean, you can't even open your front door anymore. Apparently, you're on lockdown, and so are your kids because.
No, well, we're not anymore. We're not. No, we've killed it.
Well, no, not you per se, but the world. Let's say, right?
Yeah, you guys are about to be in lockdown, right? Thank you, Biden.
I'm not buying it.
Bend the knee.
Hold on. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you are. Trump did. Trump's bent the knee, bowed the head. He bent the knee, bowed the head. Right?
We're fucked.
Too late. It's over.
Bend the knee. Right the hand. Bend the knee. Right.
No, he's already did it. He's put in the. Well, I know. I read something. He's put in the transition authority, so it's a nice ease of power.
Do you think that it's going to be a civil war in the USA? You as a foreigner, a foreign country, whatever, and what benefit would that bring to anybody, any country? First of all, but do you think that's what they're wanting for this? Because that might be. I was kind of hoping.
I was kind of hoping, right, even though politics is all bullshit, as we know, Aaron, right?
Yeah.
But I was kind of hoping for the illusion that Trump would battle until January the 19th, and he would fucking be
Yeah.
dragged out,
Me
right?
too.
You know,
Me too.
by his ankles, right? Being dragged out, and then all the Trump supporters all just rocking up there, fucking taking over the White House, taking over the Pentagon. That's what I was kind of hoping, right? But now
Yeah.
it's fizzled out. It is fizzled out because he's bent the knee, he's bowed the head, right? Because it's good for the country apparently to give a guy that can't even remember that he was elected so-called president, right? He doesn't even know what day of the week it is, Biden, right? And it's just going to be, yeah, it's going to be the Biden show, which, and then here we go. And then that's the new world order in overdrive. You guys were like the last bastion of hope for the free world. And you
Didn't
gave it
do
up.
anything.
You gave it up.
Didn't do anything. That's right.
You gave it up. You gave it up. Which is pretty disappointing, actually.
It's depressing, right? Well, I
From
mean,
an outside
not
looking
depressing. I
in.
mean,
From an
life is
outside looking in.
okay or everything. You know, I mean, you're not on lockdown anymore. That's good.
No. Yeah, exactly. Tell me about
You
it.
hear what I just said? You're not on lockdown anymore. Like, fuck.
Yeah,
Why would I
but
ever?
we are really.
Bansa, 1 year
Why would
ago,
we
I
ever?
would never say that to you. Like, are you on
Uh-huh.
lockdown? You know?
No. What about saying the whole world would be on lockdown?
But they're doing it though. You know, where they're
They've-
socially conditioning
done it.
everyone
They
to
have
think.
done it.
That's right. Social ballet.
And it was like perfect timing too. It was like
Mm.
this whole COVID sort of thing was like perfect timing for the American election to put up the illusion of Trump's just enough. Don't wear your masks. Inject yourselves with bleach. He doesn't give a fuck about you. Doesn't give a fuck about the blacks or the fucking Hispanics or anything like that. We'll just pump this illusion into you and whatnot. And you know, whether or not people, as people say, he stole the election, I don't know if he did or if he didn't at the end of the day. But I tell you what, there's a lot of fishy stuff going on over there by the looks of it. Not that politics is anything other than fishy in the first place.
There's gonna be a big press, however they press it, the federal government and even local states, for gun confiscation or gun giving up, just like you guys did, right? It's gonna be but and you know what fucks me off is most of the people, like all the licensed carriers, somehow will be deluded into thinking that, okay, if I give up my gun, you know, then I get some sort of benefit, right? In the back, and that's what scares me, right? There are a lot more guns out there that are not licensed, you know, unregistered carriers and just whatever. But it doesn't matter about that because it's all about the mob, right? The mind, the mind, you know.
How many murders are committed by licensed firearm carriers? Is what I want to know over there. Like Chicago, Chicago, I heard last year or the year before had 25,000 murders around there. Now I could be wrong, might be a little bit, but it was 25,000 murders. How many of those murders were committed by legally registered firearms? Is what I wonder. I got a pretty good estimate.
About
probably
99%. No, committed by unlicensed.
Yeah.
About
by unlicensed,
99%.
Yeah, 99%. No, you know, no. What my question was by licensed, by licensed firearm carriers would have been 0%.
Well, if you're licensed, it's not a murder, right? It's self-defense.
Well, it depends. You can legally hold a firearm and then just go up to someone in the middle of the street and blow their brains out. It's still murder.
Yeah,
Technically.
could be. Yeah, technically.
Yeah. Technically speaking. Alright. But
Yeah, but most murders that the government puts out when the cops show up to investigate a crime scene of a gang murder or something, but they put those stats into the same category of the licensed gun holders and say, see, guns cause crime, right? Guns cause murder. Like,
of course
no.
of course I do. Right? When you got crazy motherfuckers with a gun in their hand, of course there's gonna be bloody murders. Right? Easiest way to kill someone.
That's why
Right?
I need a gun or 2 or 3 or 4 to protect
Yeah.
myself against somebody that wants to take my property or try to kill my wife, right? No big
Yeah,
deal.
but how many do you have, Aaron? You got none.
I don't have any. Yeah, because
That's
I'm
right.
confident.
You better.
I'm confident in society right now, and if they want to kill me, just go ahead, right? I mean, it's gonna end up in a battle anyway, right? Which I probably won't win. Even if I had one gun, I'd run out of
Yeah,
bullets.
at least you'll take fucking down some of the fuckers.
Yeah, or just let them have my fucking shit, my tools or whatever, my keys, whatever they want, right?
And then I'll take your wife. There. See, that's why you need a gun. Boom.
Bandsaw.
What?
You are right.
You know I'm right. Exactly.
You're right.
It's your job to fucking protect me.
I have a good friend of mine named Lonnie Nicholas who wants to give me an AK-47, and I don't want it, but he wants to give it to me because he's got a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, I'll think about that. So I'll get an AK-47, bunch of clips, but I can't buy ammo anymore. Apparently, ammo's.
That's why you get a press. Make your own.
What the fuck, dude? Take the free AK. What are you talking about?
Exactly, Brandon. It's just like he's even thinking about it.
Right.
He's thinking about
thank
it.
you.
Should I not?
I want to trust society. I want to trust people.
You don't trust society. You don't even trust your neighbor.
You spend too much time in China, dude.
I want to think that people won't attack me, right? What do I have, right?
You'll be the first one they go after, Aaron.
Yeah, there's a long line of people just waiting.
I'm calling my buddy right now. I'm getting a gun.
That's right. You pissed off a lot of people, Aaron.
No, I get you, man. You want to think people are good and shit, but be realistic, man.
Yeah, that's right. Live in reality, not on a big blue spinning testicle.
Especially Brandon, what me and Bandsaw were just talking about, how shit's deteriorating quickly, right? In with political and ideological societies and shit. Okay, so Biden was just kind of, hushed in there, right? Hushed into the incumbent position, all this shit, right? It was, Trump kind of walked out. Well, my parents are furious inside, but they don't show it, right? They just don't show. They're like, what the fuck? I know I can see it in their mind, right?
Yeah, sure.
And I think the whole country's like that. Right?
Yeah, people are pretty freaked out, man. It really did seem like this election was a joke. And this whole COVID thing going on, there's not very much trust in any of our institutions at this point.
Exactly. Or media. Exactly. But what do we do? Bandsaw gave me the idea, just protect yourself, right? Protect yourself, your person, your property, your everything you have. Protect your neighbor, like that, because there could be riots in the streets when. But I'm not seeing riots in the streets from even Trump supporters. What are we going to do? Just accept that Biden is president? Are we going to accept that?
I don't know, man.
That's a hard question right there. Are you going to accept that's your president and he says that you have to close down your fucking business, shop, whatever? You're on 2-week lockdown, right? Just like Bansal saying what happened in Australia is going to happen to us. I can't deal with that. I would never even think that could be possible, that one dude on a TV screen could ever say, you're in lockdown.
You'll be forced to, huh? You won't have a choice. Whether or not you want to or not, at least minimum 50% of the population will do it willingly. Willingly, they'll do it. Minimum. You look at you got cities like in New York and whatnot, where all the businesses are shut down. They've done it willingly. None of the businesses are open because they don't not believe. You know, they've closed their doors. All right. Kumo said, "Close your doors." They went, yeah, "Okay, then, no problems." It was easy as that.
You know what's funny is, why does the stock market keep going up when Macy's New York is forced to close down, right? But the stock market keeps climbing. Like, how has this happened?
Record highs. Record high. Well, isn't it every time it reaches a new high, it's a record? One would have thought.
That's what they say.
Trump made a big goddamn song and dance about it. Record highs.
Oh.
Proclaimed all this record highs, and then he bent the knee. So
let's get back down to reality here, just in the U.S. So, Bansal, I want to ask Brandon. You know, have you any trouble buying stuff, whatever it is? Do you go to the store, buy food? If you're trying to build a deck, do you buy lumber? Like anything like that?
The only thing during the height of the pre-lockdown panic back in like March, the only thing we had trouble buying was bread flour and toilet paper, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay. But right now, I don't see a problem in my area in Texas, right? I can buy anything I want. Store shelves are not empty. They might be a little bit less stocked, whatever you say, but not empty,
Yeah, the toilet paper is still short around here, and I think my wife was saying that she had trouble finding something else, but no, not empty shelves. I've been to the store, I didn't see empty shelves.
Could you imagine, Brandon, empty shelves?
I could imagine it. That would suck, yeah.
If you had asked me that question 6 months ago, Aaron, I would have said no. Right? But actually saw it here. Empty shelves of everything. It was insane, actually. It was insane. All canned goods, toilet paper, you name it, everything, nappies, formula, you name it, right? Shops were just like cleaned out. It was like
Q-tips.
walking. It was like walking into after an apocalypse type of thing. Walking into these stores, people bluing over toilet paper. So what the hell? What is going on?
This is my mental struggle. It's like, I cannot picture that in America, right? That's why I asked. That's why I asked Brandon that. We have a little bit of a the stocking isn't quite, you know, you have one layer of soups you can pick, but it's not, you know, stocked all the way to the back, you know, and there's no boxes up top and all this shit. But I just can't, in my mind, think that the greatest country in the world, the most free country in the world, that helps everybody out, the most trade prosperous country in the world, blah blah blah, will ever be out of stock? How could that happen? Is that paid
Easy.
or what's that?
How can it happen? Easy. Just lock the world down. Boom.
Yeah, scare the shit out of everybody.
I think Paige is trying to come in, but her mic is super bad. Like, so bad that you can't hear. But yeah, what do you mean super easy, Brandon? What do you mean?
No, I scare the shit out of everybody. I mean, that's what they did with COVID. And then all they'd have to do is they could take it one step further.
That's what they did it with WMDs, right? Also. And everything was okay here in the USA.
War on terrorism. Yeah, but they could, I guess they'd have to stop the supply lines.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a shutdown of supply with the COVID thing, right? And that's just going to piss everybody off. Democrats and Republicans, or whatever party, you know, they're affiliated with. So
It doesn't matter what it is, Aaron. It's just good old-fashioned fear-mongering. All right? Divide and control. And it doesn't matter what the subject. All right? Doesn't matter what the subject. Right? You do it through fear. All right? Divide the people. All right? Instill fear into their minds. All right? And you control them quite easily.
well, the people in America have been divided, and Brandon can back me up, right? We have been divided by fear, called one system versus the other system. You know,
Exactly.
Democrats, Republicans.
One race
oh my
versus
God.
another race.
Here
One
we go, right?
sexuality versus another
Fascism,
sexuality.
fascism.
That's
We've got
right.
riots in the streets and
You
all
know?
that shit, right? You know,
Just turning neighbor against neighbor.
That's what they do, man.
what, Brandon, what do you think about folks that entertain the idea of the media, right? Who care about, you know, Biden and Trump protest, and they go out and they riot in the streets or whatever, and they go back home and they have a house, a warm house, power, internet, food, right, sewer, water. They have all these fucking necessities, right, that are government provided by the system they're arguing against. You know what I mean?
What do I think about them?
What do you think about the idea of those? Because I think it's fake, right? There was no protests, and well, there might have been protests in Portland, Oregon, and across the country, right? You know, people burning shit. That might be true, but every one of them protesters went home to a comfy home, right? With, you know, roof, a shelter, power, water, internet, fucking sewer, and all the amenities of life, just so they can go out the next day to protest again, right? Against the exact same system that gave them the house and shelter they lived in the night before, you know?
What do you? The system doesn't give us stuff, Aaron. Does it?
It's a network of services, a network that we paid for or your grandparents paid for, right? That, power, water, sewer, um, internet connection, phone connection, right? The hard line.
Right.
There are certain connections that were already established.
Okay. But we pay for it, right?
We continue to pay for it, even though it was already paid for. We do continue to pay for that service, but who do we pay, Brandon?
Who do we pay?
And if you stop paying, what happens to your property? Your alleged property, because you still pay tax on that. So.
Right. Well, yeah. If you stop paying, you lose whatever you have. Right.
Yeah, service-wise, right? So if you stop paying for garbage service, you're gonna have to stack up garbage in your backyard. You're gonna get called on by your neighbor, and then the county code enforcer is gonna come out and be like, "Oh shit, you have too much garbage. We're gonna charge you $18,000 to haul off this fucking garbage, even though you said you can burn it." And they said, "Well, no, you can't burn." Blah blah blah. Right? I thought we were free people. Can we live our life or do what we want to do without harming somebody else?
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
Aaron, you think too much. Stop thinking, Aaron. You think.
Say again?
I said you think too much, Aaron.
About what? Freedom and what
Well, yeah.
people are.
You thought we were free people. We thought this. Why are you thinking?
Yeah, I shouldn't think about that. You're right, Benson.
Why are you bringing yourself down? Pep yourself up.
Up to the system. That's right.
Yeah, go sharpen a bandsaw blade or something. That'll lift your spirits.
I'll just go put teeth. I'll just go put teeth. I'll just go put teeth on my digger. Same concept.
What the hell? What the?
What
You
was
went
that?
from 0 to 100 pretty damn quickly. Oh, that was my son.
Oh.
My only idea, Brandon, is or not just mine, but it's come from a long succession of freedom and what people are how to say this, entitled to do, right? Okay, we call them rights at a certain point, but even rights are kind of bullshit. I get it. These days, they're all bullshit. But at the same time, what's yours is yours, and I don't have the right to take what's yours, do I? No. So why does somebody else in a suit have the right to take what's yours? Maybe they don't take it, but they charge you for it, called a tax, right? Well, we come in a suit. We come with a badge. That's why. It just doesn't make sense anymore, right? The system that we live under, in my mind.
I think that our biggest problem is the media. That's what I think. And they control the minds of people so much that they don't even know the truth. Why does the system want us to be clueless? Why does the system want to manipulate us?
For your labor.
Aren't they going to get that?
Service.
They're going to get that anyway, though, right?
No, not really, right? If you can work for yourself, right? If you like Bandsaw Bandit, he specializes in sharpening bandsaws. He can work for himself. He does not need to pay any government, any tax for any fucking reason if he's offering a service to another neighbor, right? There's no reason for that now.
Actually,
Like,
Aaron, I specialise from getting water from point A to point B. Bandsaws is a hobby.
okay. You know, the system is locked down, Brandon. So every single what we call occupation is locked down. They've got it taxed or unionized or licensed or something, right? Every single occupation that people want to do in their own home. Even your property is fucking licensed and taxed and regulated and assessed and all this shit. And so why would they want to do it, and why does the media keep telling us about how to live and shit? It's because that's part of the programming. So me and you went to school, Brandon, right? So we got grade 5, 1 through 12, whatever, right? And we thought that was just great. It was awesome, But after that, we have new schooling called the media. and that's what schooled us until we figured it out that nope, that's bullshit. Right? That's not what's happening.
Right.
But most of the people haven't figured it out. Your neighbor, right? My neighbor. People down the street, just all the people you see when you drive down the road, right? They're all just locked into that fucking media mindset right there that this is what's happening. And it doesn't matter what side you're on, the Trump or the Bidens or whatever. They still believe that they owe taxes. They still believe that they're slaves to the system. They still believe, they have to pay all this shit just to be free, right? Because they live in the greatest country in the world.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of stupid people. I don't know.
And we can't change them, and that's why I don't want to change them. That's why I love this show, because I can talk to Banzo and you and get out of this fucking cycle, for lack of a better word.
So did you guys work out yesterday why it's colder on top of Mount Everest, even though the air is denser and it's closer to the sun?
That was 2 days ago. So.
Oh, okay. Forgive me. I stand corrected. Did you guys work out 2 days ago? What?
With Hellfire?
Yeah. Right. What was the conclusion of that conversation? Did anyone have an answer?
No, there was no
answer. Really?
Not that I heard. I mean, Brandon's got it on his show. His channel, the Aftershow.
Yeah, the Aftershow, but there was no answer.
Oh, cut off.
To the problem. Did no one come up with a solution?
Not as far as I know.
Okay. It's something to do with evaporation and warmer water. Warmer water does freeze quicker, as we know.
Are you a science believer?
Am I a science believer? That's.
Are you a science believer?
That's just fact. Warm water freezes faster than cold water.
You're a science believer.
You have to believe it. You can test that yourself, my friend. Fill up your ice cube tray with hot water and cold water and see which one freezes.
You're not a flat
Water
earther.
will
You're a
for you.
science believer. That's what you are.
Well, I don't mind the occasional bit of, aluminium oxide combined with a bit of iron and whatnot. Put those together and put a match to it. Boom.
Have fire?
Fire. Oh, it's pretty damn hot fire too.
Can you can you take your spectrometer and tell me how far away that fire is if you back up and you're looking
Why
at
would I
that
want
fire?
to?
Can you
Why wouldn't
take
I
your
just get a tape
stupid
measure?
fucking
I'll just get a
spectrometer and tell me
I'll just get
how
a
far
goddamn
away the
tape measure,
fire is?
right? And if I don't have a tape measure, I'll just pace it. I'll go, yeah, that's about 6 paces.
No,
So
I'm talking
that's
about
close
how
enough to
they know
6
how far
meters.
away the sun is, right? With a spectrometer and all this
Well,
fucking shit.
how
Right?
did you get from spectrometer, how far away it is, to why it's colder on top of Mount Everest? How did you even do that?
Because that's what I do.
I know.
Where were we, by the way?
Everest.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
I
So
just made myself a cup of
Hellfire was
sitting
saying
down.
that the air pressure on Everest. This is what he was saying. Air pressure on Everest. The air pressure. I was talking about oxygen content, right? He's talking about air pressure. He goes, the air
Yeah,
pressure.
but one of his questions was, why is it colder on top of Everest, right, when it's closer to the sun? That was one of his questions I thought I heard. I wasn't there for the whole afternoon, but that was one of his questions.
I don't remember that one, but yeah.
Okay. I thought you guys might have nutted it out between all the obscenities that were being thrown around left, right, and centre.
Benson, I thought you were moving, dude. I thought you were moving. You're supposed to be moving
I'm having
boxes.
a cup of coffee now. So now I'm actually thinking, right, instead of just rambling. Right, got a coffee, got a smoke. Right,
There you go. Okay.
I packed 11 boxes. Right, my ass is fucking hanging out of his rectum at the moment.
Watch out for them brown snakes. You never know. You never know.
Oh man.
Especially when you pull out them cardboard boxes. Yeah, because they're camouflaged. Gotta watch out.
30 degrees here, right?
Yeah. Who was the one that stacked all them boxes up so in a way that snakes can just crawl and make nests in them? Who did that?
I blame the bloody Mexicans, personally.
There's no Mexicans in Australia, just so you know.
I'm sure there's at least one Mexican in Australia, right? At least one.
Okay. All right. You win.
I blame him for everything. God, I love Mexican food.
It's good food, actually.
I must say. It's the best. And the hotter the better too. Ooh.
What's my favorite? There's so many, actually. My favorite, and I can't speak Spanish, so I mean,
Well, they speak Mexican, don't they?
taco. How about that taco? I got that.
Taco. Is a taco real Mexican food? Is it real Mexican food? Is it really?
Yeah. Well, that's what they call them. Yeah. It's small wrap.
Yeah, well, I thought it might be some Western Mexican kind of. It's like Chinese food. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, it's got like that Western flair. Like it's not real Chinese food. You know, you don't get a bowl that's got a whole fish head floating on the top of it. You know, it's not like real traditional kind of stuff. What's that? What's the paella? Is it paella? Is that Mexican?
Paoli?
Yeah.
Is that squid tail or something like that? Like
No, isn't it like some big bowl and it's got everything in there and they just like mix it up?
oh,
Let it
I don't know.
cook for you know what I'm talking
Paole. Paole.
about. Yeah.
Paole. There's no translation. I'm looking for the translation to English, like paole. What is pay?
Okay.
Like cow? No, that's not good. Sheep? No, that's not good. Chicken? No. Paole. But I've heard that before. What is paole? Look it up. Gee whiz, Banzo. You're sitting
do I
on
look
your
like
ass right now
Google?
drinking
Do
coffee.
I look like Google?
Look it
Oh,
up.
you've got your phone in front of you. It's so goddamn lazy. Well, that chorizos. Oh, yum. And they're good too. Hey, Mexican, Spanish. Chorizos.
Why do you love Mexican food?
Yeah, it tastes good. I like anything that tastes good. Actually,
Like the spice, the
yeah. Chili. I
the
like the hotness.
chilies.
Yeah, I like the hotness. Yeah.
Me too. Me and my wife. What
Yeah.
about you, Brandon? Do you like hot,
What
spicy
about that?
food at all?
Not really.
What's your favorite, Brandon? If you could have barbecue or
Favorite food?
yeah,
Probably fish.
really? See, I hate fish. Not hate, but I just don't enjoy it.
Just simple, fish and a bit of foil with bit of lemon,
The
whatnot,
only
thrown on the coals. Oh, yum!
the
That's
only
gorgeous.
fish, yeah, the only fish I like is my grandma's salmon. Because I was born and raised in Seattle, and there's crab and clams and all the fucking seafood, right? And I hate it. Not hate it, but I just don't enjoy it, you know. But my grandma cooked the salmon, the pink fish, and she deboned it and put this sauce on it, and it was fucking awesome. That's the only fish I like, actually.
Oh, goat is good too. Love goat.
Yeah.
That is nice. Little
And
little
those were
kid.
fresh caught fish,
Put
just so you know, too.
fresh caught goat is nice. Get a little kid, make a skewer up its ass, put it over some coals. Oh, yum. Just melts.
It's real life.
I actually like goat better than beef. I like goat better than beef, actually.
Brandon, do you like whitefish or river fish or seafood? Like what's
Probably river fish. Swordfish is
trout?
pretty damn good though.
Yeah.
Dolphin's pretty tasty.
Oh,
Dolphin. Give me a piece of flipper. Oh no.
that's almost like saying I tried bald eagle once. It was pretty good. The bald eagle.
Oh.
It's actually
Just
the
like
best
chicken.
bird ever.
It's just like chicken, isn't it? Crays, crabs, scallops, all the shells.
Oh, see, I hate that shit. I don't know why. When I say
Yum.
hate, I just mean I just don't have a taste for it. I'm like, no.
Tell you what I don't like though is caviar. That is disgusting. I don't know why the bloody toffee pompous pricks rave about.
Snails,
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh, that little black black bowl of snails and shit. Like, what?
Oh,
Why would you
God.
love that? Fuck that, dude. It doesn't taste good. You know what it is. They live in dirt, right? Snails. They're actually sandy when you chew on them. Cause I've tried it, right? You know, like fuck that. No. I'd rather have Italian noodles, right? Chinese noodles, Thai noodles, pho. You know, give me some noodles, give me some vegetables, give me some meat. You know, in a boiling pot of water. I love that. That's what I love.
Went to a restaurant once and had crocodile. I thought, oh yeah, I'll give this a go. Oh, I'll go once. Right? I ordered this crocodile. It was disgusting. I don't know if it was the way they cooked it or whatever, but yeah, it wasn't too nice.
I ate rattlesnake one time in China because that was their custom. That was their custom, and it was actually for a big banquet, right? And so all the foreigners are invited to this big Chinese banquet. You know how it works, right? And they brought out it wasn't anything that we loved at all, right? It was pots full of rattlesnake skins.
Damn.
And we were forced to try it. So I tried it, and I tried to eat it, and I was like, it was spicy as fuck, and it was just nasty. But I ate it, just fucking got it down because you got to do what you got to do.
Don't want to offend people, do you?
Exactly. Just one.
You try kangaroo? You guys get kangaroo over there?
A what? What do you call them?
Kangaroo. Can you guys buy kangaroo?
What's that? What is that called? A what?
Kangaroo.
No, I'm not. I've never heard of that. Yeah.
You've never heard of a kangaroo? Those big hoppy things that jump all over Australia?
They jump where?
They jump all over Australia. And now I know you're fucking with me. Anyway.
No, I've never eaten kangaroo. Do you guys eat kangaroo at all? You guys?
Bloody oath, it's beautiful. We eat our national emblem. Kangaroo and emu. You can buy kangaroo. You gotta have it at worst medium rare. Any more than medium rare, you may as well eat your shoes. It's as tough as anything. Medium rare.
Is it steak like? I mean, you guys have cows and bovine and heifers and. Right?
You can buy kangaroo. You can buy roost steak. You can buy it in like little on skewers and whatnot. You can buy it marinated and whatnot. But yeah, look for it. Look for kangaroo. Give it a crack. Oh, it is nice. It is nice.
So there are kangaroo hunters out there in Australia, right? Just hunting kangaroo to give to the
kangaroo farms.
Oh, just the arms.
No, farms. Kangaroo.
Just the arms.
Just the arms.
What the fucking kangaroo arms? All they do is they go around chopping off all the kangaroo arms. So you got these kangaroos jumping around.
Just the arms.
Give it a crack. And then
where were we? Nice where were we before kangaroo arms?
Armless kangaroos. That's where we were.
Funny shit. So on your dinner menu, right? You have a sirloin of kangaroo or a sirloin of beef, right?
Yeah.
Really?
You'd have well, pretty much, but they wouldn't call it sirloin. They'd just call it kangaroo. They don't put all that fancy names to it.
That'd be badass.
Oh,
That'd be awesome.
they just call it kangaroo steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty common.
Are you kidding me?
People...
You're fucking with me, dude.
I'm not fucking with you. Google it. You're on your phone. Google it. Kangaroo steak.
I don't know. I trust you. I trust you. I don't need to go to Google to fucking confirm bandsaw. You know what I mean?
God. Hold on. Get a kangaroo steak.
I didn't even have any inkling. Did you, Brandon? That like Australians ate kangaroos? I never even thought about that.
No. I thought they were like the national animal or something.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, okay. Well, our national animals, we don't eat them.
Yeah, we don't eat eagles, bald eagles. Apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start eating them. Yeah.
Kangaroo burgers, diced kangaroo, filleted kangaroo, kangaroo bangers, kangaroo kebabs, kangaroo meatballs, kangaroo mince, mini roast kangaroo, steak, and marinated kangaroo. Oh my God.
Are you fucking with us?
Kangaroo sizzles. You don't fucking believe me, do you? Fuck you guys.
All right, I'm gonna fucking search for it. I don't know you to make shit up.
This sounds a little bit twisty.
Brandon.
It sounds
twisty.
It sounds twisty, man. I mean, do you have kangaroo farms? You know, where you farm them and you get to slaughter them and turn it into kangaroo feeders and all
hunters here. Brandon's onto it. He can see.
I'm not. I mean, your hop is good, right? I love your hop, but it's not buying your bounce. Not buying the bounce.
No, I think it's true. It says kangaroo meat is produced in Australia from wild kangaroos and is exported to over 60 overseas markets.
Wow.
Right, our national emblem. Right, boom, put it on your dinner plate.
That's pretty baller, dude. Kangatarianism.
That is baller.
What is this? Kangatarianism is a recent practice of following a diet that cuts out meat except kangaroo.
Are you kidding me?
Kangatarian. I would have called bullshit on that.
I don't know. It's got, yeah, that's what it says in here.
I'm vegan except for kangaroo. Oh no.
Wait, listen to this. For similar reasons, Australians have discussed eating only the meat of Australian feral camels. Cameltarianism.
Yeah.
You guys eat fucking camels too?
Camels in Australia than there are. There's more camels in Australia than there are people.
Camels.
Yeah. Australia was founded on the back of a camel. Afghanis came over here and camels. That's how we developed.
That's how you survived, by eating the first ones, right?
Well, pretty much. I just take one of the humps, not both the humps, because we still need to take some shit around.
So Australia has camel. Brandon,
yeah,
I'm done. If you search it and say, are there Australian camels? You know, just Google.
There's more camels than kangaroos.
Come on, dude. No, I'm not gonna believe it. So I already didn't believe that you guys eat, roo meat.
You were proved wrong.
Roo
and you were
roo
proved
meat.
wrong again right?
No,
They
I
get your
know.
food wrong, right? Now you're about to be proved wrong again, right?
Damn it!
Brandon's about to
Dang.
destroy your paradigm.
Are there camels in Australia, Brandon? Are there camels?
Yeah.
I just spit all
There
over
you
the
go.
place.
Australia to
There you
cull
go.
thousands of camels. How many camels does Australia have? Listen to this shit. Australia has the world's largest herd of wild camels, and their population is estimated to be. The number doesn't make sense. Hold on.
What do they say?
3. It didn't have the decimals in the right or the commas in the right places.
Yeah.
It's 3 comma 00 comma 000. The hell's that? Is it
30 million?
is it a typo or is that some new way of
It looks
writing
like
numbers?
a typo. Yeah. They're a bloody pest.
Well, Brandon, check the next link. I mean, check the next link. Make sure it verify, because we're all about verifying. Right?
Hey, listen to this. Australia around 2012, Australia was gunning down about 75,000 camels every year.
Wow, 75,000.
Just fucking killing them, dude. These guys go out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Australian authorities started a 5-day operation with a target to shoot down thousands of wild camels using snipers mounted on helicopters.
Uh-huh.
The exact figure is unclear, but media reports suggest it can result in anything between 5,000 and 10,000 dead camels.
I told you they're out of control here.
Now, Brandon, you've been to the Middle East, right? You've been overseas. Let's say this, right? My idea of camels. I've been to Egypt, northern Egypt, and a little bit Middle East, right? I've seen camels there. I've never seen them here. I've seen them there, right? So, and I always think when I think of Egypt or the Middle East or something, that's where camels are, right? I never would have ever thought that there's like an overherding of camels
I never
in
know.
Australia.
This is
There you go.
total mind blowing for me too.
Benzo, you're right. You win,
You
buddy.
guys didn't believe me about kangaroos or camels. I cannot believe you doubted.
You win, buddy.
I don't know. This is pretty fishy. I'm starting to think Australia might not even be real.
Exactly. Now it's getting fake. Now it's getting fake. Yeah. Hey, Benzo, what other fantasy do you have? Camels and donkey, kangaroo meat. Come on. What are the fantasy? Because we're gonna double check you, right? We're gonna verify you, Benzo, right? So
verify me,
because it's getting fake right now. Like Australia does not exist. You were just a figment, right?
I am. I definitely am.
Could you be?
No. What other crazy? What about the emu army? Check that out.
Say again.
The emu army. People were defeated
Oh,
by
the
emus
emus.
here in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ostriches, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't call them ostriches.
No,
You call them emus.
yeah.
Okay.
We call them emus because they're emus. They're not ostriches.
Yeah. Brandon, search
I did.
the EMU army.
Yeah.
What?
They defeated a people.
We already got snipers hunting camels by the thousands out of helicopters. I mean, emu army. Oh, now I have heard about this. There was a literal war with emus.
Yeah, so it's called the Emu War, known as the Great Emu War. emus pitted up against the best of the best. Uh,
20,000 emus.
crazy.
There was the 20,000 emus were migrating to the farmlands. How do you like that? 20,000 of these giant fucking birds just show up.
Fucking birds with legs
And they're
just
deadly.
as tall as you.
They are deadly, those things.
They'll kill you or what? Peck you to death?
Well, they can't. No.
They'll take their claws.
Razor claws. Yes, their claws to get you, man. I hit an emu in a car once. Went over the bonnet through my windscreen.
I've looked into the emu actually, and it's their claws, right? They've got these three huge claws that'll just fucking stamp you or claw you or whatever.
Razor sharp.
Razor.
Listen to what this Major Meredith said about the emus. If we had a military division with the bullet carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks. They are like Zulus who even dum-dum bullets could not stop. What the fuck?
Australia's a crazy ass country, I tell you.
Dude. Yeah, Brandon, Banzo lives in this environment we're talking about here, right?
That's right.
What a weird place, man.
I know. Best place in the world, man.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's okay.
Best looking women.
You guys don't have a bad winter, do you?
We're hanging upside down. No, not like you guys. Like we do have parts in Australia, like Kosciuszko and Hotham and whatnot, that get snow, but we don't get blizzards or anything like that like you guys get parts of America over there. So, generally if it gets down to say 0 degrees, what's that in Fahrenheit? Is that negative
freezing
or something? 0?
Freezing.
Yeah, freezing, 0. Yeah. So, occasionally it'll get down to say negative 1, 2, or 3, but that's rare. That is very, very rare. Generally, most of our winter's days are around, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and say 12, 15 degrees winter.
Yeah,
and
40.
The summers get pretty deep. Where I grew up, summer anywhere between 40 and 45 a lot of the times, but that was in the middle of nowhere. A lot hotter there.
How do all these dangerous animals exist? Oh my god.
Why they exist?
Razor sharp animals coming to attack you. That you need tanks. You need tanks to avoid. Right? Like,
right.
here in the states, we use horses to corral, cows and shit. Right? We use horses and shit. You need tanks in Australia to corral your fucking wild fucking.
That's right. Yeah.
Helicopters, bombs dropping.
Our farms are made like that border wall bloody Trump built. That's how big the farm fences are around here to get the wildlife in or out.
I called bullshit, but I'll eat my words, Benshaw. I'm sorry.
You have 3 times already.
Okay. I'll eat them 3 times. I'll eat them 3 times.
Maybe that last one about the fences being like the Mexican.
I haven't looked it up yet for myself. I mean, come on, I haven't looked it up for myself. I was just trusting Brandon's research. Okay, let me look it up for myself.
That's right. We'll Appeal to authority. And appeal
Yeah, I'm the only one not too lazy to Google, evidently.
Exactly.
Oh, that's harsh, right?
Mm.
What's the topic for tomorrow's show, Brandon? Have you got one, or is it just going to be whatever happens?
Actually, Ranty's going to host the show. He's coming in because it's Thanksgiving here in the U.S.
Oh, you got a day off because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Ranty's coming in though, so that should be cool.
Oh,
We get to eat our biggest
So you
bird.
got-
Yeah, our biggest bird called the turkey. Right?
who the hell would eat it?
Not an emu
What the hell?
or a
What
fucking.
the hell? I tell you, they're tough. They don't really taste all that good. Why don't you just cook a chicken? It's so much easier. Whack a chicken in the oven. Get turkey, you got to cook it for like 17 days, whatnot, baste it, whatnot. Pull it out of the oven, it's destroyed because it's all dry and disgusting. You got to eat it with a smile on your face because so much heat's gone into it.
Bandsaw, you forget though. normal turkeys are sold at the store, right? You know, it's a 12-pound turkey. It could feed 12 people, right? But
Well, you eat
because
a
of the
pound of meat. God, no wonder Americans are so fat. What the fuck? A pound
exactly,
of meat? What
exactly.
the
But
hell?
because of the COVIDs, right? You're only allowed to have 6 people in your household. That is a governor's order per certain states, you know. And
2
so they're
pounds per people.
downsizing. They're actually downsizing the turkeys. Is what they're doing.
So, what,
So only
aren't they?
turkeys
Aren't they
can only
feeding?
feed
Aren't they
6
feeding the
people.
turkeys now? Not feeding the turkeys.
Yeah. You can't buy a 12-pound turkey anymore. It's only a 6-pound turkey because you can only feed 6 people. So, COVID. Thank you.
Is there a?
I'm
Is there
dead
a thing over
serious.
there with it?
Dead serious.
Isn't there a thing over there in the States where the president gives the turkeys a pardon from execution? Is that a thing over there? I'd love it if Trump just turned around and said, "Yeah, nah, fuck it, cut its head off."
It's a thing. It's happening. So but it's just governor's orders, which I think me and Brandon don't follow. Right? We're just like, who the fuck is the governor? Fuck you.
What are they going
But
to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to knock on everyone's door? Have they got Thanksgiving inspectors that are going to come and knock on the door, poke their head in through the door, just count
and
how
they're
many
gonna say,
chairs have
what
been killed?
size is your turkey? Does it feed 12 or does
Yeah,
it feed 6?
yeah. Let me see that turkey. Oh my god.
Because you could be in violation. You could be, possibly.
Mm. Do you get a fine if you have more than 6 people in your house at Thanksgiving? Or is it just a recommendation at this stage?
What a joke, dude. People coming around to ask you house to house, door to door, in uniform that we pay, right, to say, how many people do you have in your house?
They've done it here. They give people fines. They give people fines if you have too many people in your home. Crazy.
That's absurd to me and Brandon, probably.
I know. Like once upon a time, all you had to worry about is an emu attacking you. Now you got bloody these inspectors coming around, knocking on your door.
I'm not. That's doesn't even register to me, right? Somebody coming on your property to ask you how many people you have in your house. I'm not. No, nothing registers there, Bandsaw. Like, no. I have no idea what that would be like, right?
Well, you're in the
What
middle of
what would
buttfuck
that be
nowhere,
like?
so it won't
You
happen.
know? Say again.
I said you're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, so nothing will happen to you.
maybe, but what if the whole world turns into your world, right? You know?
Into my world. You don't want to turn into my world.
I know.
Then we're all going to be screwed.
What would be the... We're all going to be screwed. What would be the... Why wouldn't you not want to be screwed, right?
What wouldn't I want to be screwed? I think you need to formulate.
What would it cause? You know, so if I showed up to your property, me, and I held a nice badge in front of me, and I just told you with language, you have to stay home because it's just me, right, Bensaw? It's me. And you look at me, what would you do? What would you do if it was just me? And I'm walking on your property, and I'm pushing you back on your property. I'm pushing you back, saying you have to obey the rules. The rules are these are the rules, okay? And I pull out this piece of paper, and I keep pushing you back, and it's just me, right? It's just Aaron Moorfield, right? And I'm holding up this fucking fancy piece of paper and a nice suit, right? What would you do to me?
I'd stab you with my pitchfork.
Stab me right in the face is what I would do to me.
No, I'd wait till you turned your back and I'd stab you in the back.
Exactly.
I don't want to give you a chance. I don't want you to see it coming and be able to defend yourself. I'd stab you in the back.
Exactly. Okay,
Billy,
cool.
not silly.
So now, when someone else does that to you, what do we do to them? Nothing. Right? We don't stab them.
We bend the knee, we bow our heads, and say, "Please, sir, give me more."
Well, it's for the better good, right? So it's for my neighbor, right? So you have to think about that. Okay, so you're... Okay, I'll conform just because my neighbor wants to conform. Just, you know, even though I don't agree or disagree with these rules or whatever, but I'll still conform. And once you cross that little confirmation line right there, when you conform a little bit, you'll do the rest, right? You'll go 100% because that's the line, the threshold. It's called the threshold. That's the line that mentally you have to cross. When you say that, okay, it's okay for some dudes in a suit to tell me what to do on my property, if you don't respond back or react back, you've crossed that threshold in your mind, and then you're fucked.
Oh man, talk about crossing thresholds. I was as drunk as fuck 3 days ago, right? And I went over to Gem Panda's server, right? I was off my guts, right?
Yeah.
And Kosho was there, Gem was there, and whatnot, and I unleashed on them, Aaron. I called them every filthy feral name under the sun, right? And they told me to pull my head in. And you know how they stream their Discord 24/7 on YouTube, right? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Or did you? Yeah. They stream it live on, right? And they told me to
That's
watch my
fine.
language, right? They told me to watch my language, right? And I went, Gem, seriously, right? You slimy little pommy that likes to soak in his own filth, right? You're telling me to mind my own language, and yet people can have handles like 50 cunt or Kosho is a slimy cunt rag, right? And you stream that 24/7 on your YouTube channel, right? I'd be having a good hard look at yourself, pal, and not picking me up on my language, right? Considering you've got this shit streamed all over YouTube, right? And my kids can see this bloody feral bullshit that you're putting out there for everyone to see. Oh, well, they should be 18 plus. And look at it. I said, it's goddamn fucking YouTube. There's no disclaimer on your fucking YouTube channel. Oh, you're a fucking hypocrite, pulling me up on my language and whatnot. When you've got these assholes here, and every second handle they've got has got cunt in it or toe rag or whatever the feral name that they want to put in it, and you reckon that's okay? He said you need to go have a good hard look in the mirror once you get out of that bloody bath and where you're soaking in your own bloody pommy filth all day long. I went off tap, man. I went absolutely off tap.
Mm.
I was so drunk it wasn't even funny. They called me a drunk, stupid Aussie.
No. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
so I said to her, so I go to her, I said, come on, guys. Why are you trying to hurt my feelings like this? All right, have I called you guys any names? All right, then I went like real passive aggressive on it.
Sure. But
Damn.
here's my deal
I
with
gave
with
Buddy Was
the
a once
gems or
before,
any
too.
show I get on, even this one, right? I'm a little bit drunk. I drink every fucking night. Fuck it. I go out and make money every fucking day. Don't worry about me, right? Don't judge me.
Whatever. I'm not worried.
That's right. Yeah,
Do
not
what
you.
want to do.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you, but like people who want to come on shows, even mostly ballers, right? So like, oh, Aaron's drunk. Okay, yeah. Well, I've had a fucking. You caught me at about 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, you're right. I am a little bit slurry. It's
so
no
what's
big
your point?
deal.
So you're drunk. So what? What's the point? You're drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made
all right.
And
We
I
have
made
established
$800
Aaron is drunk.
today. Fuck you. Exactly. I don't give a fuck. Just you can tell me what you think, but that's their only thing is to do the emotional type of attack, the body attack of your mind. Like, oh, you're drunk, right? Drunk is a bad thing. It's become a bad thing in our minds, right? Oh, somebody's drunk, right? Drunk driving, drunk all this, drunk all that. But kings and queens used to drink wine and have celebrations every fucking night, right? Every fucking night they did that, right? Drinking beers and from their distilleries and all this shit. They used to do that. How come we can't do that, right?
Well, see, this is my take on it, Aaron. As much as the drunken, nonsensical bullshit that comes out of your mouth, you still make way more sense than any bloke can.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I will take that as a front face slap. Take that.
Funny.
But you're exactly right. Even if I have a few beers or whatever, every single night. See, I'm the token drunk guy on Brandon's channel. The drunk guy. But every single morning I go out and I make money for my wife and for the family and shit. Right? I don't come on here first thing in the morning drunk as shit. Do I, Brandon? No. Right? It's always about when I get home from work or whatever, No, none of these ballers need to worry about our private lives, but they want to.
Well, majority of the ballers are always stoned anyway, so what's the difference?
What was that when I just heard tonight that let me think about it.
Only fucking old men.
Oh, somebody called out. No. Somebody called out Rakia, right? I know
really?
Rakia as Rakia.
What the fuck did Rakia do? He was probably like pouring it.
Well, they're throwing out the ballers are throwing out his full name and his wife's full name. They've done all the research. That's how dedicated they are. You didn't hear that?
Are you shitting me? They called his wife out?
Yes. Brandon?
What the fuck?
Confirmation?
No, they didn't call his wife out. I don't believe that.
Yeah. Yes, they did. called his wife's
What,
name out on Jem's
what
channel.
on Jem's
Apparently.
channel?
Hmm.
Fuck me. That's bullshit.
That's nasty. Right.
I don't even know why you fucking spend so much time over there, in all seriousness. Don't know why. They called his wife out.
Yeah, his wife's name. I wasn't there. I didn't hear it. I don't care about it because I know Rakia as Rakia. That's okay. It's the
Yeah,
best.
exactly.
That's
I just know Ruck here, and he does concrete.
exactly.
Right? I
And
don't
does
know
measurements
his
and
personal life.
that's it.
Right, that's right.
Mm.
I don't know him from a bar of soap. And I
But
don't really want to know.
they were
Maybe if
calling
I was to
out.
go over there, I might want to
Rakia
hook up
came
and have a
on.
beer or whatever. But
Rakia came on today's show and said that, you know what, he was over on some channel. I do believe it was Jim's, but Rakia can confirm that. And they were calling out his full name, like Dave, whatever it is.
damn.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know Dave's last name. Right. We can barely hear you. Who's that?
Sorry about that.
That was you.
Yeah, this is a bit of playback audio, I think.
Yeah. So Bandsaw didn't hear about the what do you call that when you call out somebody? The
Doxing.
Doxing.
Yeah. And it happened.
Balls, they've got such a bloody. They're renowned for it. It's probably George.
Oh, doxing. That's what you call it, doxing, right? Where you give up
Yes,
people's
that's just bullshit.
certain information or something. Yeah. And why? What's the point, right? Rocky is not a bad guy. He's never done anything to disrupt any fucking show ever that I've heard him on, right? Not like me or anybody else, you know. Always just sitting in the background and then has stuff to offer, you know, videos and information.
I heard him like uh, 6 months ago. I presume Brandon's going to be